All right, let's talk about something huge today. We're calling it the architecture of invisible progress. And yeah, it's all about what it actually takes to make a real lasting change in your life.
Okay, so let's just start with this idea right here because it probably goes against everything you've ever heard. You don't need motivation. And honestly, you don't even need confidence. Wild, right? The thinking here is that confidence isn't something you start with, it's something you earn after you start winning. The real issue, the thing holding you back, is actually something else entirely.
And that thing is what we're going to call the repetition trap. You know this feeling, right? That sense that you're just stuck. Like you're on a hamster wheel, just running and running, but going nowhere. It really makes you ask yourself, am I actually living my life, or am I just repeating the same day over and over again?
And let's be real, the way this trap feels is probably going to sound familiar. You wake up and you're already tired. The very first thing you do is touch your phone, before you even really touch reality. You spend your morning consuming what everyone else is doing instead of building your own thing. And then there's that little voice, that nagging feeling. You know exactly what you're avoiding, but you just don't do it.
And here's the kicker, the really hard part to swallow. We just call this life. We act like this is normal, but it's not. It's just repetition without any real progress. It's a loop. And the first, most important step is to just call it what it is, to stop pretending it's anything else.
So how do we stay stuck in this loop? Well, it's all about the stories we tell ourselves. We build these cozy little excuses to protect us from some pretty hard truths.
I mean, just look at this internal monologue. On one hand, you have the excuse, oh, I'm just unlucky. But the truth? You're underdisciplined. Or how about I need to rest? The truth is, you haven't even pushed yourself hard enough to need that rest yet. The world is unfair. Or maybe, just maybe, no one is stopping you but your own attachment to being comfortable.
So why? Why do we do this? If we kind of know deep down what the truth is, why do we always grab for the excuse?
It comes down to one word, responsibility. Because the second you say the truth out loud, the second you admit I'm not disciplined, well, now it's on you to fix it. And honestly, that responsibility can feel way scarier than just blaming the world for your problems.
Okay, so if we push past the excuses, what does real growth, real change, actually look and feel like? Because there is a huge difference between what we think it's like and the reality of, well, invisible growth.
We have this expectation that growth is going to feel inspiring, like a training montage in a movie with awesome music. But the reality? It's lonely. It's repetitive. It's boring. See, you want the result, but you don't want to do the routine. You want the respect, but you skip the self-control it takes to earn it.
And this right here is the part nobody talks about. This is the absolute core of it. It's about those days. The days where you show up, you do the work, and nothing feels different. There's no improvement you can see, no one notices, no one gives you a pat on the back, and you still have to show up and do it all over again the next day. That is where real progress is made.
And that's exactly why most people give up. We're just not ready for that reality. Think about this quote, "Change is boring at first and painful later, and no one warned you about that part." It's so true. That's not a sexy marketing slogan, so you almost never hear it. All right, so we've talked a lot about the problem. Let's shift gears and talk about the solution. And it's not some big, dramatic, overnight transformation. It's an architecture. It's about building, piece by piece, the architecture of discipline. It's about building a life that you actually respect. And when we say discipline, let's be clear what we mean. This isn't about being harsh or punishing yourself. It's way simpler than that. Discipline is just choosing a direction and then sticking with it long enough to actually see a result. That's it. And the best part? You don't have to fix everything all at once. The first step is actually way, way smaller. You just need to stop lying to yourself. That's the starting line. Stop making promises to yourself for tomorrow that you have no intention of keeping today.
And once you've done that, you start to build. You start with these small, almost boring, non-negotiable actions. Things like, wake up just a little bit earlier than you did yesterday. Move your body every single day, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Sit in silence with no phone, no music, no nothing. And this last one is so important. Do one hard thing and don't tell anyone about it. You're not doing it for likes or for praise, you're doing it for you.
Because at the end of the day, this is the main idea we need to tattoo on our brains. The version of yourself that you truly respect. It's not built by big motivational speeches or sudden bursts of inspiration.
It's built by the boring days, the quiet, unglamorous, boring days, done correctly, over and over and over again.
And then one day, you'll kind of look up and realize something. You'll realize that nothing magical happened. There was no lightning bolt from the sky. You just stopped quitting on yourself. Somewhere along the way, you simply stopped giving up. And that tiny, quiet decision is what changed absolutely everything.
So that really just leaves one question, and this one's for you. Tomorrow, what's one small thing you can do? What's one non-negotiable action you can take to start this whole process? Tomorrow, how are you going to stop quitting on yourself?